important in this series. I feel like it's been this heavy focus towards LWX, and we're getting a repeat. These are the same bans since game 2. FPX changed though. This is their bans from game 1 and OMG's bans from game 2. Bit of a meet in the middle, but once again, they are not letting Kerr get Ari. His best pick by far, and they're denying it from him once again.
Yeah, and we're just going to be rinse repeating here. FPX taking themselves that Sivir. I'm really curious if OMG are going to allow the Yuumi through again. That's kind of the big question for me. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that FPX don't go for the Sivir Yuumi first. Just, like, you don't need to take the Lissandra until third, right? We'll see what OMG are going to change. If they change anything, though, we could just have a rinse repeat, honestly. OMG did win that last game. They did have a massive lead.
I think the reason you don't go for the Sivir Yuumi is then OMG can take something like Alistar. They know that you have like a scaling lane. They can pick something that can really punish. Whereas here, now OMG, they're going for the aggressive lane already. They could go Samira, Alistar, then FPX might go something like Braum to try and mitigate. We'll see what they do. I would want to take my support here and have a good pairing, personally, because I think things like Alistar can threaten so well. But clearly, OMG are confident that even like they got the Amumu in the second rotation, so maybe they think they have enough tools in their arsenal. Regardless, we see the Xin Zhao come through for Aki. This is one of his most played off the split. Very strong on those early skirmishes.
Absolutely. It's been a comfort pick for Aki all year long. I do just want to correct myself from earlier. Obviously, this is Aki's second year in the LPL, not his first. I misspoke.
Oh.
The Alistar, though, taken away by Hung. I love this because now you can ban the Amumu. You can ban the Nautilus. It becomes difficult for Able to get a good pairing with Cole.
And honestly, Alistar is one of the best picks into Samira as well, because, you know, one of the problems with Samira is if you have a skill shot that you have to throw out to try and stop her ult channel, it can be blocked by a W, or she can just reposition. You can't dodge Alistar. If he W's you, unless you flash it, you're getting hit by it. Your ult's interrupted. You may even be knocked away. So it really helps to shut down Able. And it makes sure that FPX should have a good lane here. Now, we see the Amumu banned. FPX don't even feel like they need to ban another support. That in their minds, is enough. They take the Renekton away from Shanji. And OMG, we talked about the late game scaling of the Aphelios. Sure, Samira can pop off in fights later on, but I feel like this is more akin to game 1 where they need that early momentum.
And I kind of respect this Renekton ban coming out from FPX as well, saying, look, you've got a lot of aggression, you've got a lot of early power there. We don't want to deal with the Renekton up top as well after what Shanji did in the previous game. So, the Gnar taken away from Summit as well. Looks like FPX would go for Klid's pick next. The Lee Sin has been comfort for him. Viego's still open as well. There are options in that jungle role, and it will be the Lee Sin locked in.
Okay, now it gets really, really, really hard for Able to play team fights, because you have the kick, you have the Alistar, you have the point-and-click CC from Lissandra. This is not a fun game to be playing Samira, so FPX really targeting that pretty heavily, and now it's up to OMG, see what Shanji brings out blind. The Gnar being gone kind of frees you up to take a lot more picks than if it was available. Looks like they might just lock in the support first. I think Nort makes a lot of sense, despite the fact you can spell shield the Q. Level 6, as you said in the last game we were talking about it, you can obviously let them spell shield your Q and then you ult. But now for Shanji, will we see the Gwen? Will we see the Shyvana that he's brought out time before?
That would be the question. What does Shanji want to go blind? We've seen him do things like the Rumble blind as well, which, you know, I don't want to... Yeah, okay. Shanji, he doesn't care. He's got rid of the Gnar. He's happy to bring out the Rumble here. And now the gauntlet is placed down for Summit. And I'm not seeing much of a smile on his face here. I'm not seeing much comfort up in that top lane for him.
Yeah, I would have thought, because he played the Aatrox in game 1 and that went really well. I feel like just run it back. I don't see a reason not to. You have a lot of lockdown in your team, which makes it very easy to connect your skills. So they will take that one and this one. So this is... So the draft for OMG, they had Trundle instead of Xin Zhao, and they had Tristana instead of Samira. But very similar to the game 1. FPX is obviously a bit different. The Lissandra, which has been a running theme into the Ahri, but they have a lot of tools to make Abel's life hard. And I've kind of seen a situation like this before. That top esports game, if anyone didn't catch it, regular season, top esports, who were first in the league, who won a massive win streak, and OMG took a game of them because Abel just popped off and got like I think it was a quadra kill in a team fight or a triple kill. I feel like Abel is so good at Samira that even though FPX has a ton of tools, I'm still not completely confident that they'll be able to shut him down, but I'm ready to see them try.
I'm definitely ready to see them try, because I'm ready to just see everything that this matchup has to offer. I will say, Abel Samira, for anyone that's just tuning in that hasn't watched OMG much before, this split, he's played it 5 times, won 4 of those games, but across his career, he has 25 games on Samira and 18 wins. That's a 72% win rate on Samira across his career with a 5.5 KDA. On Samira, of all champions. Like, having that good of a KDA on a champion that you either go 10-1 or you go 1-10 on, like, that's an impressive statistic here for Abel. As we head towards game number 3, Orcs, it's OMG and FPX, both wanting to prove themselves, both with a win in this series would outdo their previous iterations. FPX wanting to try and level up and try and get to the level that this organization used to be at a couple of years ago with Doing B, still living in that shadow, whereas OMG just looking to get back to those olden times of 2017. Here we go, game 3. Hazaki alone here, and there's a whole bunch of players from FPX.
Yeah, they're waiting for him. Remember, game 1, we saw Aki and Shanji late invaded together. They even popped a ton of emotes because they knew they were on a ward. FPX are like, screw the ward, we're going for the kill. So if Aki goes to this late invade again, they will be ready. I'm so nervous about this one. 5 members. They are going to send the bot lane back.
He knows. The frog comes out again. Aki, I think, is just going to start in his own jungle here. But then again, I don't know. Cream's moving in.
It's tense.
Okay,
it's
he's
tense.
backing away. He's backing away. He's backing away. I think we're okay. Cream going to go for a ward here. That'll spot Clid. It'll spot Care. Oh, and they can't even clear it. I think that's a heartbreak for FPX.
But that's just, I mean, I think Clid could have if he skilled an ability, because you get attack speed on Lee Sin from your passive every time you use one. So he could have, but doesn't opt to in that situation. Regardless, though, I think that's the moment you place down the ward, you see the Sandra come out the brush, and Lee Sin's right there, and you're like, yeah. They were waiting. They were definitely waiting. So no craziness on the start for this one. We do want to see Aki start on the bot side, though. He's the jungle proximity between top and jungle for OMG highest in the league. We expect him to go top side, particularly with this rumble with Ignite. They will play through him and try and get an advantage.
Look at this aggressive level 1 from OMG here. Cole going for a hook. Big damage out from Abel already, just poking away at Hung and LWX. And still managing to get all the CS. That's the most important thing in these early trades, is that you're still hitting those minions. But LWX able to answer very nicely. Cold wired on the anchor. But this level 2, that's really where OMG will pop off on the bottom side. LWX and Hung, they've got to be careful. They've got to respect this, because you know that Samira Nautilus will go aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, level 3 is the big one for Samira, but level 2, especially into an Alistar, if you can find the angle, you'll for sure go for. Now, top lane again, no surprises here, prior achieved by Shanji, but notice, Clid is gone. He kind of looped around and it's clear. He's gone for the Raptors, the red, I think it was red Raptors, and then Krog. So he is here, where you typically expect him to be pathing towards the bot side. So maybe Shanji doesn't think he's there, and we could see a fight come out here, or bare minimum, Clid might just be covering for his top laner.
Clid actually going to go for the reset and then back down towards his bottom side. You would assume nice little ward there dropped as well, just to make sure that Summit is safe from any kind of dives or any shenanigans. Sasaki moves in to kind of reset the vision, I would assume, that was dropped earlier on. There it is. The ward comes on out, and Aki toying with the idea of a play to the top side, but that ward from Clid doing everything, and we said this in game number 1, Clid doing his utmost to suffocate out Aki and deny any plays. That vision sets up everything. Summit, he survived the pressure last time around, but now OMG, they go for an early dive here. No, they don't. They just play for the plates. No, now they go for the dive. Summit flashes over the tower, but Shanji finishes the job.
Really nicely played, and FPX looked like they want to try and answer on the bot side.
This is going to be a tough dive, though. Abel blocking the boomerang blade there. The wave not quite in just yet. Cold looking towards Clid here. The sweep comes out, sees the ward. The thing is, Samira can't clear waves very well.
Yeah, and we see them trying to look. It needs to be Hung who starts this off.
Oh, great flash from Abel here. Hook comes out onto the jungler as well. Clid ignited and taken down. OMG 2v3, looking beautiful.
Flawless flash from Abel, and that is the outplay on the Alistar. Very hard for Samira to dodge away from his combo unless you flash it. Really well played, and FPX end up missing out on the dives. Not only do OMG get a favorable dive top, they get some rewards on the bot side as well. Excellent play, and it's what we expect from Cold and Abel after the performance so far this series.
And this is the thing, like, people when Abel came back into the league, like he had a big break from the LPL, he was a hyped AD carry back in the time. Oh, good spell shot from LWX there. Then he came back into the league and people were questioning whether he'd still be on form. He had kind of a rough entry to the league, but over the course of this year, I feel like he's just gone from strength to strength, building up as a player. And now, I feel like mechanically, one of the best ADCs maybe in the league.
So we can see again this replay. And I think Hung goes for the flash combo, but the problem is he now doesn't have flash to follow. So he actually headbutts, and then he pulverizes. If he'd actually just walked up and then W, he could flash to follow. They don't end up catching Abel. He just survives and gets that turnaround kill. And Shanji just solo killed Summit.
We need a replay of that right now. Give me ProView. Give me ProView of Shanji right now. I want to see that solo kill. I said I would eat my hat if there's no solo kills in this top lane. And we finally get to see it. This rumble from Shanji is monstrous every time. Wait, he didn't even use ult to get that solo kill, by the way. He has it for the wait.
Wow, wow, wow. I mean, this is fantastic. Look at the CS lead. And this kind of comes of that early gank, that dive they played so well. I want to see the replay. I want to see what happened. But yeah, Shanji is currently first for solo kills in the whole league from the regular season. And he has decided to add to that number to pad the stats. And now bot lane is going well. You have a CS lead. You got that kill. Top lane is going fantastic. And we'll get the replay. We get the pro view. Everything you wanted, Joe.
Yes, indeed. Gets the slow. Walks away waiting for cooldowns. Check out how he manages his energy here on the Rumble. Just flashes in with the overheat. And clearly, Summit just not expecting the damage coming out. Didn't have his flash.
Yeah, I think the early Sword Shoe spike's so nice because you get that 18 magic pen when Summit has no MR really apart from runes. But also the movement speed. It means once Shanji is on you, you ain't getting away. And now it's crazy that we saw the same matchup in game one and Summit was doing fine. He's in a bit of a rough spot. We do see the dragon picked up by OMG. Early Ocean, definitely a nice one for extra regen and lane. And I was going to say maybe Clid looks for a dive. I think he's scared of Shanji.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I feel like that would be not a good play to make. LWX rooted up here, but there we go. The interaction you talked about before. Abel just knocked out of the play. Expect that pretty much every fight this game for the Samira. Abel is going to struggle to find windows to get damage in.
What was really nice from Cold, though, is he did this trick we've seen quite a bit recently where you go to auto a minion and then throw your dredge line that hides the animations. LWX actually didn't spell shield the dredge line. Spell shielded, I think it was the E after the Riptide. So it was actually a really nice engage from Cold. But unfortunately, Alistar just says no, and that's the end of the play. It's kind of the issue. That's why they prioritize this Alistar, because it's so good in the Samira. But I love that Cold is trying to be creative, trying to threaten angles onto LWX. And I think even LWX actually burned his ghost there, which is no longer his cooldown, but still just constantly pressuring, poking, trying to find these windows.
Yeah, and I feel like we need to talk big picture for a second here, Orcs, because again, OMG have the early lead. Again, 2,000 gold up, but this time, look at where all that gold is sitting, right? Shanji with 2 kills, with a 10 CS lead. You got a 10 CS lead down in that bottom side as well. But this is an aggressive call from OMG. They do still need to get that ball rolling and snowball just like game number 2.
I completely agree. I feel like even when they set the Sivir behind in game 2, we saw what the Sivir could do when it got gold later on. I don't think you can hesitate on this one. Shanji is fed share, and the Rumble, I mean, Rumble and fed can be devastating, but they need to continue this momentum. First neutral objectives being secured in that dragon, and the focus now is pick up the Herald. Remember, one of the changes we've got 12-14 is it now gives that extra 200 local gold, so this will be a big move to snowball this team when they're already 2,000 gold ahead.
I bet Shanji's good to we don't see the Jarvan again this game, right? With the Rumble. The Jarvan ult could definitely be beneficial. Abel actually going to be going for the Krugs in the meantime as well. His FPX feels like a slow and steady game here. Falling behind across the map. Feels like Clid needs to just farm up for the time being. He is level 6 though. Care over level 6 as well. I'd love to see that mid jungle for FPX linking up a little bit and trying to cause some havoc in the side lanes, because that's really the success we've seen early in the game for FPX. Ultimately.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of action here.
Predicting the flash there from Aki, but the flash doesn't come out from Summit. He's just so damn fast with the whirlwind.
This is why you're 2 steps ahead of your opponent and you're just a bit too far ahead. You trip over yourself. Aki unfortunately doesn't connect there, but now has the Herald with the equalizer available to Shanji. Summit's low. Yeah, they have to back away, I feel.
Johnson played Electro Harpoon as well. You wouldn't expect Rumble and Xin Zhao to have this much poke, but apparently they do. They're just peppering away at Clid here. They continue with the 2v2, but I don't think there's any way that Summit and Clid can take that one at this point in the game, especially with the mortal wounds that Shanji has in his inventory.
But this does remind me a bit of game 1, where we saw OMG get that early lead. They had a rumble then as well, and they kept trying to put the Herald down top, but every time Clid was like, nah, ain't happening. We're kind of seeing at least the start of that repeat, so I wonder if Aki will try and add more emphasis and like bring Cold up to make the play work, or whether he'll quit sooner and go, okay, we're just gonna Herald mid, or we're gonna Herald bot, because Clid has shown he will match you. He will do everything he can to stop you from getting a full tower with that Herald.
Yeah, crucially, Aki's still up on that top side, going to be going for the Scuttle Crab, whereas you see Clid moving to his bottom side of the map. So perhaps Aki will go back to the top lane. You can see a ping on that top lane tower as well, and then a ping on the enemy jungle, although I think that's correct, actually. So maybe not the level of communication I was anticipating, but regardless, could be an opportunity for Aki. You see him moving back up towards that top side once again. Summit's got to be careful. He has his flash, but whether or not that will save you is a different question. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just throw the Herald down immediately. Obviously, one of the things is that if you throw the Herald down close to the tower, it can take a bit of damage, whatever. Here, it's just going to walk straight in and charge. Nothing Summit can do. Clid is miles away. No plays to be made, and this should just be tower taken. The question is, will they get a second charge? And we'll see if Summit can stop that. Because right now, if you look at FPX, we saw Clid in the bot lane trying to make something happen, but nothing really will come from it. I think OMG's bot lane doing a fantastic job of just backing away when they need to now. Looks like they won't commit to the second charge, and I think that's because of the Dragon timer. 20 seconds. We'll see them race back and try and get there in time and see if they can contest that one.
Yeah, I will say, it's not often that you're watching a Nautilus Samira lane and complimenting them on playing safe. Like, that is not the way League of Legends is meant to work. But you're absolutely right in this scenario. OMG, though, as you say, trying to play towards the bottom side, Clid in the mid lane would love to get on Cream right before this Drake.
I think the big thing is, as much as FPX are there first, they are so much weaker, right? Big items coming in for OMG. And it just feels like they need a pick if they want to make this happen. Now, Shanji, he's looking for Summit.
Double 10 here, dodges the Infernal Chains. Shanji wants to chase him down. The World Ender does get slowed, but still has that move speed. Shanji, happy to just trade ultimates, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, the Equalize is pretty low cooldown even this early. You can see it ticking away. It won't be there for the Dragon fight. I'm not sure we're getting a Dragon fight, though. I think we're just getting a Dragon take from OMG. It's a Hextech Dragon, which is just so fantastic to pick up in general, but also Cream.
Locked up, Cleanse used. Clid trying to get the ward hop there. Cream slightly wide on the skill shots, but ultimately surviving the attempted pick. And that's all that matters, because it buys Aki time and space to get on this Drake. So, OMG now, they've got 2 Drakes in this game. They've got the first Herald, next one spawning in 2 minutes time. They've survived in the bottom side, while Aki just camps top and gets Shanji a 2-kill lead. I mean, there's just no negatives to talk about for the side of OMG.
This is fantastic, and as well, as I was saying, the Hextech Dragon, 2,325 gold worth of stats across the full members of the team. Obviously, some use them better than others, but Abel and the Samira, attack speed, ability haste, yes, please. It is going to be a Mountain Soul as well, if they're able to pick that one up. But for now, the focus will be on that, or on the Herald. Oh, he's smiting.
Clid. I mean, I think we've all been there. We can all relate to that one. Having to use the smite, but he does get it in the end at least. But Shanji denies the crop, and I love this from Shanji, knowing he has so much presence in the top side, knowing that Summit can't come and answer as well. So trying to punish Clid while Aki's on the bottom side of the map. You can see OMG, now they can start to try and push this vision a bit deeper. We need to see them keep their foot on the pedal here with a 3,000 gold lead. They do need to find more.
Yeah, they're starting to get some plates here, though. I mean, no one's here to defend it right now. They'll get a plate. 20 seconds till they fade off. I think they might be able to get a second as well. Yep, so 2 extra plates picked up there. They obviously got all 5 in the top lane. A lot of gold, currently just under 4,000 ahead. And look at Shanji. He's just at level 11. He just cleared the wave with his ult. Has a Night Harvester as well. And, like, look at the ult tick away, the cooldown. It's so short now. The Night Harvester gives 25 ability haste. The fact that the ult is just a shorter cooldown at level 11. This Rumble is a problem. And I don't think FPX have a solution right now to it. So it might be a scenario where they have to avoid fighting and just go for trades across the map.
I think as well, when you look at FPX, they have a very short-range teamfight, right? Siva, not the longest-range AD carry. Lysandra wants to be in the mix. Here we go. Charm onto Summit as well. Look at the damage onto this Aatrox, but he's surviving. That's what Aatrox does best. He turns it around. It's a pick onto Cold instead. But here comes Aki onto Hung here. Abel trying to stack himself up. Hung gets onto him, but can't actually shut him down for now. There's the hedge, but the S rank has been hit. Knockup comes on through. But in the meantime, the rest of the fight is going to OMG. Aki falls, but in comes Abel to try and finish these kills. Summon over the wall. OMG doing such a good job of skirmishing their way forward.
But even so, I think FPX will be happy with that one. Ended up taking down Cold initially and got Aki on the back end. If you're trading evenly when you're this far behind, you take it, but still such a messy fight. Oh, LWX.
No! Oh no! Shanji does it again! You cannot ever misstep against this man. That's his 22nd solo kill of the split.
And he's looking for his 23rd. He has the equalizer as well. Oh, did he? He spotted Glade. Oh no!
Oh, Glade, it's all gone wrong here. Cold's here as well for a bit of revenge. The equalizer comes on down. Look at the burn! Glade over the wall, but now Cares alone. He has to get out as well. Abel in the meantime, though, in the mid lane. Caught out here, has the shield bow, has a bit of sustain. Can he survive? Ultimate comes through, but Hung denies it. And Summit finds a kill.
So many fights going on across the map here. Abel makes a mistake, gets taken out, but I believe Aki came in time to pick up the Rift Herald. So despite everything, despite FPX trading back, still a big win for OMG. 5,000 gold up, and with that second Herald in pocket, they are absolutely happy with how that has panned out. But I respect FPX for at least trying to find these angles, trying to find these windows. Now here, the problem here is Summit has a Hex Drinker, and both of these two are magic damage. They just don't have the damage to finish off. You see the Hex Drinker shield comes in. They've already used their combos. So we see Cold get caught out, but OMG are like, look, we're strong. We're still in position to take this fight. The downside, the reason this play ends up so scattered is Hung plays Interrupt on Abel, and also Shanji doesn't actually have Equalizer in this fight, which is why it's not such a stomp for OMG. But we see Aki get that kill there, does end up going down, but then the escape starts to come through. But then Shanji just sets this trap, and I mean, the spell shield doesn't do anything against the Flame Spitter.
I love how LWX is walking past the pit. Gliz's there like, please, let me jump. And LWX just walks by, you're on your own, buddy. But if only he'd had a jungler there. LWX denying the jump so he could take the Krugs and paying for it with his life. I may be misrepresenting it slightly there, but it's fun. OMG, though, with the Herald now, managed to move down to the bottom side. They get themselves one tier 1 tower, 1-for-1 in the tier 2, as well as the mid lane kicks off. This is just a 4-man squad from OG, brute forcing forward. That was almost a hook on Summit too. This Cream has to use the Spirit Rush here, but on the hunt out from LWX, Care has the movement speed. Goes wide. They won't find a pick.
The problem is, like, yes, they get the ult from Cream, but it's not enough considering how much you lost bot side. Now look at this flank angle. Hex Slash coming in.
This time the equalizer's there, and look at the burn across the team. There's nothing you can do. Abel chasing LWX down. He wants to find his counterpart. He wants to find the solo kill on the top side of the play. Desperately chasing, no flash though, so he won't close the gap.
And how different is this from game 1 where we saw the rumble? Oh, Abel, not again.
Abel. He might have stepped too far on this one. Oh, good effort on the Q. Can't quite get it. He will survive.
But now OMG get the dragon. So where we saw in game 1, they weren't able to secure those early dragons. They are close to approaching the soul, and they keep going for these fantastic plays. Leaning bot side, getting the towers, coming back, and this equalizer hits all 3 members, and Clid is stuck on it. He's just stuck getting melted, and then the ult comes on a Care. Yes, you have the self ult to buy time, but you are still going down.
And Abel, so desperate to finish LWX off there. Wanted to finish the enemy AD carry, but won't quite be able to finish that one off. So 8-3 on the scoreboard, 7,000 gold lead, 3 Drakes as well for OMG, and I think that's the difference maker, right? Is that last time around, they had a bigger gold lead, but didn't control the bottom side of the map as well. Didn't have as many Drakes to work with. We saw FPX start to take control of those Drakes. A huge part of that off of Summit's Gnar. Now they're the one on Soul Point already in the early game. That win condition just 4 minutes away.
Oh, again,
very cheeky. Very cheeky.
Yeah, it's just a small victory, but we'll take it. I feel like now FPX, they're kind of in the position where the raw 5v5 is very hard, right? Especially this early when LWX doesn't have enough items. You kind of want to be making trades across the map or finding picks. They are going to get an objective bounty here, which is nice, but that's a Nautilus Rumble. You don't want to hang around against that one.
I don't think they can even get it right now. Cold wants to find the engage. He's going. He flashes in. He looks cleared up with the knock up there as well. Shanji burns him to a crisp, and it's just another easy kill on the Rumble. As Aki, he's keeping the play going. Abel on the flank. How many times do you see a flanking AD carry coming in? FPX sent packing in the bottom side of the map.
And it just feels like OMG aren't even letting FPX cross map. Every time they just shut them down. I mean, early, it was kind of the mistakes from FPX, the outplays from OMG, but now it's like, you want to go for a tower? Get an objective bounty? Absolutely not. You can see OMG respecting the fact that both games we've had so far this series, game 1 and 2, we saw FPX claw back from a disadvantage. They aren't letting us happy. And here, Cold, so confident that the Warthog will come out from Clid, because why wouldn't it? That he goes for the flash hook onto him, and it's like either he gets Clid or he gets to the Sandra. Either way, that's a kill.
It doesn't matter which one he gets at the end of the day, right? He'll find the pick. Oh, close one there. The reset is that from Shanji. He buys himself a stopwatch. He's finished the Morella Nomicon. He is monstrous. And the thing is, so many of these plays have been winning plays in the end for OMG, while Shanji doesn't have the equalizer. I swear he's been using that ultimate basically on cooldown all game long, either to clear waves or to find kill threat onto Summit, who, by the way, going lethality on this Aatrox.
Yeah, I mean, Eclipse has kind of been the standard mythic now for Aatrox. Just the fact that you still get that healing, but you just do so much damage, right? The armor penetration, the percentage pen, and the flat pen really allowing you just to hit quite heavily, but less survivability than the Gore Drinker. And you can definitely see from that early Moore, he knows he's lacking in the survivability department, especially with all the magic damage coming out from Shanji. And this just makes it hard to itemize, right? You need MR against this Rumble, but there's also the AD threat off the Samira as well. Now, they will finally get a tower. They've been looking for a side lane. Cream,
oh, that Everfrost. Cleanse comes out. Okay, Spirit Rush. And now Cream goes back in for a bit of damage onto Care. Knows the Care can't keep trading. But ultimately, no pick on the top side. The tower did go down. And now the answer in the mid lane. Cold with a hook, but slightly wide here. Cream caught, though. Already used the Spirit Rush. And Clid finally gets a bit of redemption.
Gets the kill. It's still a positive trade, I would say, for OMG. But when you're trading, when you're this far behind, you take it for FPX. Flash and Cleanse burn from Cream. Not going to be available for that dragon fight in a minute and a half. And I feel like that's what this is all coming down to. It's a 6,000 gold lead right now for OMG. That dragon fight's going to be big. But actually, FPX are TPing in. They want more gold now to set up for that.
The equalizer, though, to clear the wave. And Care just annihilated. Aki with a knock-up onto Hung as well. Abel and Shanji have plenty of damage to burn through the Alistar ult. Abel can't quite close the gap, though, as Hung with a really nice flash there. But I think slowly but surely he will be chased out, especially with the Skull Crab there. And there's the crit to finish it off. Baron is on the cards right now. Clid alive, but 2 picks for OMG. They might just go aggressive.
Yeah, what they should do here is they should set up for the Baron, and then if anyone tries to contest, they just kill them. And if they die, Dragon is too soon, they lose soul. But it looks like they're just going to try and push up mid instead. They just want to try and force a fight here. Remember, Cream isn't actually available, so it's a 4v3, and this Sivir should just shred this wave. So I don't agree with this play, honestly. I think they should have set up for the Baron and gone for a pick, because now, as much as those kills were nice, FPX, everyone has respawned. They're back on the map. They're there to fight the Dragon. Yes, they're at a massive disadvantage, but yeah, I feel like maybe OMG could have done better to leverage their advantage. But for now, they're going to sweep out this area of the jungle. And FPX, you have to not only win this fight, but also probably just deny the Dragon. And that is a hard task to ask for.
I mean, they have to contest. Oh, Cream just about dodged the Sonic Wave. Good pick onto Care here. Bit of damage anyway. Spirit Rush available for Cream. And an Equalizer just blasted out at maximum range as OMG just charge at FPX. They do not want to allow the escape. Aki goes in. Knock up onto LWX there. Bit of damage there. But in the meantime, Summit comes into the middle of everyone. Just burnt to a crisp. Cut down by the Inferno trigger. And well, there's just fire galore on OMG. And FPX kind of caught in a weird fight.
Yeah, I mean, it was very awkward one, but ultimately the equalizer comes down early. FX like, cool, we can go for this, but Summit, like, he just gets shredded by the Samira. He's gone for the Eclipse, for the more Malmortias, doesn't have any armor really, and gets completely shut down. We'll see the replay. So I think they must have spotted him on the ward before that, and they try and scout him out, but a big chunk on a Care. Cream is like, my job is done, I just need to not get caught. The equalizer means Care really doesn't want to fight right now. And then here, I think Shanji messed up with his heat because he wanted to go for LWX. So not the ideal play, but ultimately Summit was the sacrifice, and Abel just absolutely shreds through him.
Yeah, no trigger to finish the job there. And Summit, when there's that few enemies, doesn't have that much sustain to work with. And also, There's a lot of healing reduction on the side of OMG at this point. It's 12-4. They got the Dragon Soul off the back of that play. It's a Mountain Soul, no less. And honestly, with the way that game number 1 went, with OMG getting the lead and then falling behind, falling in game number 1, with the way that game number 2 went, where OMG got the lead, kind of lost it in the mid game, that just about clawed a win, I was starting to lean the way of FPX, but right now in game number 3, OMG, they find that massive lead once more. 8,000 gold in their favor with a Mountain Soul as well, and they're feeling like a favorite as Aki goes forward here. FPX trying to escape, but Care locked up. Equalizer down. See you later, Lissandra. See you later, Summit. Double for Abel, the 22-year-old popping off.
And with that, that should just be enough to push in. They're looking for more.
They're not done just yet. The spell shield from LWX crucially might just have saved the game, to be quite honest, because that would be the last semblance of wave cleared down if he'd fallen. Waves in the top and bottom lanes right here for OMG. They could even go towards the Baron.
Yeah, I think Baron should be the play. You have so much disruption to try and stop Clid getting in the pit. I agree with you. I think if LWX dies there, that might have just been game. So very important he survived. Clid is going to make his way over. He has stolen the Baron before in the series, but Cold is playing interruption, and the equalizer is nearly available. If he face checks in a CC, he is just dead.
Such a tough one to try and face check in here. Cold playing body block here as the TP comes in from Care on the flank. OMG can't go too deep. They're onto Clid though. This is the pick that they needed. He ward hops out, but look at the equalizer onto the enemy bottom lane. FPX surviving for the time being. It's big damage out from Shanji. He's fighting for an MVP in this game, honestly, as Care. Now the next target goes in. Big damage onto Shanji here. Clid in the middle of everyone, but burnt down. Gets out the backside of the pit. There's one for LWX. Turns it into 2. Trying to pop off. Aki on the back line, though, trying to finish the AD carry. But FPX have turned it around.
They found the fight. They had the AoE damage of Lissandra, the Aatrox, the Sivir. They churn them up, and OMG, they've thrown.
No way does actually FPX find their way back into this game. Clid walks away and all game. Oh, no way! Aki actually finds a kill.
Lord. He manages to get one, but a big shutdown still worth to take. But man, OMG just end up overcommitting. And FPX, they find a fantastic fight. We see the replay. Bear in mind, OMG been a lot of tools here, right? The equalizer ends up going down again. The Spirit Rush isn't available. And here, FPX, they create a hot pot. Essentially, Care ends up going in, and it's 4 members of OMG super clumped up in this situation. The AoE for the Aatrox, LWX is untouched right now, doing this AoE damage, and everyone just gets melted.
You know, Summit in the middle of everyone. This is Aatrox's dream, able to get those knockouts out. Sure, Aki finishes the 1 kill, and actually turns it into 2. So to be fair to Aki, he's literally the difference in that fight for the side of OMG. He's the reason that Baron still stands on the map right now.
Yeah, he did 4,200 as is in Zao. Not something you see every day, but obviously FPX getting what they wanted of that one. A lot of gold, a lot of shutdowns injected in, but still behind, still dealing with the Mountain Soul. And this was such a fast soul. We have Elder in 2 minutes, so I think OMG don't want to leave it to Elder to flip. They want to fight now. They want to start this Baron, and FPX, they have to respond.
Clid trying to move on in here. 7k on the Baron. Clid would love to make a steal happen, but Hunt goes in onto Cream. They're trying to deny the bounces, but that equalizer should buy so much space. Clid kicks Cream into the pit, uses him as a way in, but in the meantime, Summit's been found by Cold and Abel. Clid has to make the miracle happen, but that's the Sonic Wave on cooldown. Cold happy to sacrifice himself if needed, as in goes Shanji, forcing everybody away. Baron still going at 2,000 HP. Cream over the wall. Clid denied. There's the Baron taken. OMG, though, going for a 2v3 right here as Shanji falls away. Clid finds one onto Cream. Shanji turns golden. 3v3 now. OMG back away.
What a messy fight here. It's just turning into absolute chaos. People just dropping left and right, but these ins and outs. The fact Abel was left on the Baron alone, but OMG coming to secure it. I mean, we have Elder in a minute, bear in mind, so we might end up cutting this replay short. But first thing that happened was Summit just got focused down outright. But then the problem is, OMG, a lot of people use their mobility to get over the wall to join this fight. And Abel was kind of like, guys, there's an objective here, if you didn't notice. So he's like, okay, I'll just focus it down. And then Aki does, I think he either dashes or flashes back in. Yeah, dashes back in to secure it. But so messy. But I think at this point, we are probably just going to go back to live after Clid gets his kill. Elder Dragon is going to be the setup. And, you know, the soul be damned, the Elder can dictate games regardless of the 7k gold deficit, regardless of not having the Mountain Soul.
And let's just remember as well, LWX is on Sivir. Like, Elder Dragon, this is one of the best champions to use it. Like, Sivir and Karthus, I would say, are the two best in the game. You just keep those ricochets bouncing around, the dots ticking. And potentially
they make a trap.
Not Aki, surely. Be careful, man. Don't walk into that one. 3 men strong. 4 now. For FPX as the Hex Slash for Hung is just a millisecond on time. That was so close. As OMG fight for control of the area. Aki's so brave to step forward like this. LWX caught on the equalizer, knocked up as well. Cream finds the kill, and OMG have their opportunity. Clid dashes out, but Care won't be so lucky. Taken out by Aki, a 3rd on the board, and OMG, they can forget the Elder Dragon. They're going to the base.
Aaron up, only 2 members left. This should be them taking the series to a 2-1. Summon Clid can try and defend, but I just don't think they have the gas in the tank. OMG, once again, find the fight, find the closeout for the game, but let's see if they can end it now.
Summit trying to defend, low on HP, but 1 tower already down here. Going on to Clid. He's trying to stop the minion wave. They still have minions, though. They just need to end the game right here. Summit pushed away, focus the tower, guys. 1 minion left to Summit, forced onto Nexus. There we go. Nexus tower down. Inhib recently fell. This is going to be game as OMG. They play on a knife's edge, but the knife's edge is their comfort zone.
Oh, and I feel like once again, it comes to the Elder, but they don't flip it. They decide instead to take the fight. They manage to get it. And I mean, I feel like all these games have been so volatile, so back and forth, but they do deliver in the end.
Did you see the swagger from Shanji as he gets off of the stage right there, jumps off of his PC and